Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is David. I'm here with my friend Adrian.
What's up?
We actually rented out a conference room here at a Union Cowork to watch the Canon R5 event, live stream it, and spaz out over the new gear and goodies that they gave us. But the event was kind of busty, and it was kind of lackluster in my opinion. And it's not because the cameras suck or anything. It's just Canon prioritized focusing on having discussions with photographers and videographers about the specs, but you have a lot of YouTubers like Jared Polin, Peter McKinnon, who just drop videos that, in my opinion, I think were a little bit more entertaining than the actual event itself.
It just gets to the point a lot faster and in an exciting way.
Yeah. So originally I wanted to basically live stream the whole thing and do kind of like a reaction video, but now instead what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of quickly go over the specs for the R5 and kind of discuss if the camera is really for us, and then we'll probably do a separate video for the R6.
Right.
So I apologize if this doesn't look how it normally looks because we're in a conference room and I can't really do anything about the echo, so we'll just bear with us. Okay, so the Canon R5 is finally officially unveiled. It's actually available for pre-order right now on P&H, Sammy's Camera, pretty much anywhere you can buy a camera. And it's the mythical beast that we've all been waiting for since the EOS R came out over 2 years ago. So the price for the R5 is going to be $38.99, so it's pretty expensive. It's a professional camera, it's not going to get any cheaper than this. And as far as the specs are concerned, so it's going to have a 45 megapixel full frame sensor with the Digic X processor. So if you guys are familiar with the 1DX line, it uses the same processor, so it's really cool to see that in a mirrorless style body. 45 megapixels is fantastic if you're going to be doing a lot of portrait work, weddings, and you want to do really large prints or heavily cropped video, or not video, but the images. It's gonna do 8K 30 RAW, which is just insane to think it could do 8K RAW. You think of 8K RAW, and I think of the Red Dragon cameras that are the price of a Tesla.
Yeah, I think of those TVs you're walking past Best Buy, you're 8K for $30,000. You're just oh sweet, but not everything runs 8K, so it's just it's cool, but
yeah, you don't need it.
Yeah.
It's also gonna do 4K at 120 frames, which is just insane to think that. I remember when I had the GH5 a couple years ago, I was losing my shit because it was able to shoot 4K 60, and and it wasn't full frame. It was micro four thirds, so it was a 2x crop factor if you compare it to full frame. But still, 4K 60, and then now this could do 4K to 120. It's just what?
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean,
let's make some awesome coffee B-roll videos.
Dude, we should totally do that.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. This is what I'm actually really excited for, is the dual pixel CMOS autofocus version 2. And what kind of made me lose my shit during the event was that it's gonna have 1,053 selectable focusing points or zones. They called it zones, which cover 100% of the horizontal and vertical of the sensor, which is insane.
So no matter what,
you're gonna hit something.
That's crazy.
So Canon is claiming that this new autofocusing system is going to be much faster, much more accurate than the previous dual pixel autofocus. In my opinion, I think autofocus, the dual pixel AF that we're currently using right now, on the EOS R, is actually pretty good.
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. So I'm curious to see how much faster it's going to be. This is another thing I'm excited for, which is IBIS. We're finally getting IBIS in a Canon camera.
After years.
Years.
It's finally here. But it took time to perfect it, so
yeah.
Totally cool with it. Better now than ever, so.
So really excited for that. They said that it's gonna do up to 8 stops of stabilization, which is insane. And it's gonna work in tandem with the IS that's built into the lenses, both on the RF side and the EF side, which is amazing because typically when you adapt lenses to mirrorless cameras, you typically lose some features, but Canon really hit it home with the way they developed the adapters for the EF to RF mount, because you don't lose any features. Autofocus is fantastic. And in the case of like the 85-1.2, which is something that my friend owned, and I use that to shoot his engagement portraits, it actually focuses much faster on the R versus the DSLR. Just quick run through of the other stuff. So it's gonna have a 5.6 million dot electronic viewfinder, 3.2 inch 2 million dot LCD touchscreen, a top LCD, just like the EOS R, CF Express Type B and SD UHS 2 memory card slots. The CF Express is going to be specifically to shoot the 8K video because I don't think SD has speeds that could handle it. And then obviously it's probably going to have redundant shooting, so you could kind of do simultaneous backup like you can on other cameras. It's going to have a 3.5mm headphone jack and external microphone port, which is great. They're claiming it's improved audio monitoring and recording capabilities. I really hope they fix the preamps because Canon preamps are really shitty. For those of you who are audiophiles, you guys, and for those of you who don't know, pretty much a preamp is like the way the camera or the system that you plug into renders audio. And so typically Canon preamps are pretty bad because they kind of make everything really like peaky and there's a lot of hissing, but I mean, it is what it is. It's gonna be a durable, weather-sealed body. So they're claiming that this is basically a tank. You can take it anywhere up to the snow. I like to shoot in the rain a lot, so I'm kind of curious to see how much better it's gonna be than the Rs.
Mm-hmm.
They also brought back the rear dial and joystick, which I'm really excited for. And it's gonna have 5 GHz and 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi bands and Bluetooth as well. So pretty fast camera. Okay, so let's talk cameras. We're both professional photographers. I've been doing this for about 8 years now, and you've been doing it for what, like 2 years? And you shoot on EOS RP, I shoot on EOS R. And I'll ask you this question first. How do you feel about the R5? Do you feel that any of the feature sets in this camera appeal to you and your type of professional work?
I think 4K at 120 frames per second definitely does appeal. IBIS as well. Mm-hmm. I think the 45 megapixels is insane, and I do both portraits and videos, so it does make sense to me. It's just the price is pretty gnarly because I only shoot the Sigma 35.
Yeah,
that's the only ones I have, right? And I'll borrow your 85. Yeah. So to me, it seems like if I just this is a camera I do want to save up for, but that's going to take some time for sure. Because I do want to just carry more lenses. I don't just want the Sigma lens, right? Yeah. I want to carry the RF lenses. So it's definitely a good goal to go to. And I want to climb my way through with lenses and then get the body.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's an incredible camera. Like, this can do such amazing things and just take photography and videography just to the next level. Yeah. Right. But at the end of the day, it always just matters about the person behind the camera than the new camera, right? So to say.
Yeah, and it's like, you shoot on the EOS RP, which a lot of people shit on for not doing everything that the EOS R can do.
Exactly.
And you're making money, you're paying your bills, you're a professional. So, and then he has battery grip for it, which is pretty cool.
Third-party battery grip, because Canon didn't want to make it, and that's totally cool. But yeah, it's it can do everything I want. So I have no purpose to upgrade right now. Yeah. Because I bought it. It's only been like a year since I've had it. So
okay.
I think I'm gonna stick with my camera and just upgrade to the lenses, just like the brand new lens, the 85 f2. I might buy that one. See how much for the price goes for that one.
I think it's gonna be like 600.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, so
I'm in the same boat as you with the R5. That price tag of $38.99 is a little hard to swallow. I understand it's not a cheap camera because this is a professional camera. I consider this like a 1DX level camera.
100%, yeah.
Based off of just how fast it shoots. It does 20 frame shutter, electronic shutter, 12 frames mechanical shutter. And I have the R and the RP, and when I was shooting Sony on the A7R3, I had a 42 megapixel sensor, and I just hated how big the files were. And I don't know if Canon is going to be able to let you shoot small, medium, large RAWs, because Sony would only let you do uncompressed and compressed.
Gotcha.
So I don't want to deal with large file sizes. I would like IBIS, but again, I don't feel like paying $4,000 for it. And the 8K video capabilities, I think it's great. I just don't see a need for it because if I buy this camera to shoot video, let's say I shoot 8K, I'm gonna have to buy a completely new computer system to handle it. And that's gonna be just way more money.
I don't think most people have the computer that can handle 8K.
Yeah.
So it sounds nice, but I definitely think like this camera is gonna age really well. As computers get a little more cheaper, as more of them get maybe supply and demand, I think this camera will be here for like a couple, like maybe even a decade, just like a long time, right? Before they introduced the brand new EOS R5, 2, whatever. So
like Mark II or something.
Yeah, definitely worth saving up for and making sure you have the right computer to handle it, because you don't want to get this expensive camera and then take it to your Mac and then hear it overheating just starting up Lightroom.
Yeah.
So like really investing in the equipment beyond the camera will definitely help improve whatever you're trying to do, whether it's film or pictures.
Speaking of overheating, I don't know if you guys watched Peter McKinnon's video on it. He did mention that the R5 did suffer a little bit from overheating issues, at least in the model that he got, which is a pre-production model. So hopefully Canon could fix that issue. I'm not surprised though if it overheats because of how small of a footprint you're demanding so much out of the camera. I know Sony cameras overheated in the past a lot as well, so it's just, I think there's just too much stress being put on the sensor.
Yeah.
And 45 megapixels, I think a little harder to drive internally with the processor versus 20.
Yeah.
So
and it's a smaller camera, mirrorless too, so.
And so I'm really curious to see if that's going to be fixed once the full version comes out.
Yeah, but to me it does make sense. Like if you're going to be shooting 8K, like if you're doing it for an hour, which first off, why?
Yeah.
Your camera's going to overheat, so.
100%.
Yeah.
But all right, that was just a quick overview of the EOS R5. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do apologize if this was kind of like impromptu and not really prepared, but we kind of just had to adjust because the live stream from Canon was a little lackluster, so we just started watching our favorite creators like Jerry Poland and Peter McKinnon, and just because they just got to the point. And I didn't care too much about what some of the Canon explorers of light thought about the camera, because they were just kind of rambling on about just a lot of the technical stuff that a lot of people don't really care about.
Yeah, and I think Canon's brand has definitely appealed a lot more to creators.
Yeah.
And not to say creators aren't professional, right?
Yeah. But
we're just into the specs, cool, show us some B-roll, cool. That's all we want to see.
Or rather, just show us what the camera can do.
Yeah, just show us the specs, what the camera can do, cool price point, sweet, get to the point.
Yeah.
I think the transition from professional to creator is going to be the switch. Not to say creator isn't professional, right?
Yeah.
But that's just the way, Jared Poland works, Peter McKinnon works. So yeah, their videos are just to the point, love them. So, yeah.
So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already. Follow Adrian on Instagram at a.creator, and that's AYE.creator. Follow me on Instagram at canon.dude. See you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye, guys.